Coach, 2 weekends ago, the team competed at Boston University at the Scarlet and White Invitational. Can you just touch upon how the team performed and what you saw from your athletes?
It was another great meet, and we've been there at BU, 3 meets in a row, and it's come like a second home for these guys. So they're real comfortable down there, and it was a nice compact schedule. We weren't there for 12 hours during the day, and so everybody got to see their other events and other teammates instead of just being shuttled down and back and missing half the meet. They got to see all their teammates perform, and that helps to inspire them to run better and perform better. We got off to a great start, and it just kept rolling. We the sprinters right now are really leading this team. They're the hardest working guys in the group, and it's paying off big time for them. And they're just putting up some they're by numbers they're the smallest group on this team, but they're making a lot of noise. And we had Burke Ashenden run 22.2, which is 4th all time, and in the 200 indoors for BC, and it was just a phenomenal race. And that was coming straight off of PRs for him in the 60 where he made finals, and that transpired into the 400 meter guys doing really well, and just kind of picked up from there. So it was a great meet.
13 runners qualified for the IC4As at the meet. Were there any particular performances that stood out to you, whether it be qualifying or personal records broken? The team had great performances in the 800 and the mile. Is there anything that stuck out to you?
Yeah, well, I think Burke was definitely the performer of the meet with his 60 and 200. And he's just been very consistent, and has had a great attitude, and he's not necessarily looking to PR every time he goes out, but he is the intensity that he brings to the track is really high and very positive, and he just gets out there and competes hard, and it's paying off now that we're getting later into the season, and he's in great shape. It was great to see Jack Hennessy back. He hurt his hamstring at the first meet of the year, and I thought he'd be out for the season. But he's been working his tail off in the training room. They've been doing a great job rehabbing him. So he came out for just a rust buster and ran 49.8, and it wasn't too rusty at all. He looked great. So he punched his ticket to ACCs with his first meet back, and so that really stood out. And I think that's just a testament to the guys around him too. And when somebody gets hurt on this team, we're checking in with them day in, day out, and their teammates are, and they're bringing them over to practice, even if it's just to watch, keeping them interested in what's going on. So, and the milers did well too. I mean, they're starting to come around slowly but surely, and Joe McConaughey looked really good picking up an IC4A qualifier, so we're really, really happy to see that in his senior year. Anthony, who's been leading this team throughout the season, Anthony Bellitti, came back with a strong mile after being sick, and so it was good. It was good. I mean, there probably too many performances to point out every one of them. But
with the team having an off week as far as races this past weekend, can you talk about what the training has been like leading into the ACC championships this coming weekend?
It's just been really good. We haven't had too many hiccups along the way, other than cold and flu that has seemed to swept through our team and the women's team too, and just about every other athlete I see walking around here with a stuffed up nose. But they rolled through that really without any issues. We've been keeping them pretty healthy, and the off week was just a chance for them to recover and recoup from back-to-back meets. And the ACCs is an intense meet. I mean, you've got Olympians and some very, very high caliber athletes in that event. There were qualifying standards this year for the first time, so it was a little bit more intense leading up to the meet than it had been in previous seasons. And it was a good rest week, and we didn't kill them with workouts. We just we let them recover. We did a few tune-ups here and there, and kept the volume pretty light, and looking to see how they rebound down at Clemson.
And finally, as the team goes to ACC championships, can you touch on maybe some team goals or personal goals, or what you hope to see from your team down at Clemson?
Well, realistically, with the expanded conference, and they're adding three powerhouse programs into this conference, and it's been difficult to score in the top 8 in past years. It's going to be very difficult this year to put up a performance in the top 8, and but that's what we strive for. I mean, we go into every event striving to make finals, hoping to put some points up on the board, and but ultimately, I mean, the main goal for any individual or as a team going down there is just to take ourselves out of our comfort zone and imagine ourselves in this race and being competitive in this race and not being intimidated before we get to the start line, realizing that you're having an opportunity to run against the best athletes in the world, and those opportunities don't come along every day. So it's a very exciting experience for these guys, and if they look at it like that, they'll do well. If they take themselves out of their comfort zone and just challenge themselves in the first half of the race just to be in the race, they'll surprise themselves later on, and they usually hang around at least for the kick or the final straightaway. But we just want to be competitive in anything that we do, and the more that they can accomplish down there, in terms of those types of things, the better they can respond at an IC4As the following week and moving into the spring. So,
Great, thank you, and good luck this weekend.
All right, thanks a lot.